the top of the draft, right? Those top position players real quick. So it seems to be kind of everyone's talking Torkelson's going to go number one. And then you kind of have in that group Austin Martin seems like a pretty good option out of Vanderbilt at 2. But then you have a guy like Nick Gonzalez, who you've mentioned now a couple of times. He's an infielder from New Mexico State. What separates those? Like, how do you see them shaking out? And obviously Torkelson kind of in a different category. He's just a legit juice power hitting first baseman. He'd be if he goes number one, he's the first baseman ever taken number 1 overall, playing out west and not a Power 5. And then you have another guy playing in the SEC at the premier program in the country in Martin out of Vanderbilt. Or is it because like Gonzalez is a second baseman, Martin might project he's going to play an elite position, right? He plays short. He might go out, pop out, and play center, right? So talk a little bit about the differences between Gonzalez and Martin.
I love that you put them in the same category because I really do think Torkelson's in a category of his own. I think he's a legit bat. I think he 300, 400, 500 slash lines in Comerica, which is hard to do. Not many people do it, but I think he does. Yes, exactly. And, he has the potential to do it. He has all fields power, just to go in a little bit on the first, because you don't want to not talk about the guy that's going to go first. But I think Nick Gonzalez and Austin Martin are a very good category to be in. And Austin Martin is very athletic. You mentioned that he could play multiple positions. The bat speed plays. The swing is eerily similar to Dansby Swanson type. Kind of looks a little bit like Mike Trout, the swing does, in like the short, compact with the scissor kick at the end and finishing in that position. So, that's not bad swings to look like. So it's just more of a short, compact swing. So he shouldn't swing and miss, but the bat speed's legit and it's some of the best bat speed, but that's what for both these guys. And Nick Gonzalez probably has the second best bat speed in the class. And the bat plays. And Nick Gonzalez, he's hit at every level. He hit 500 in high school. People were like, we want to see you do it in college. He hits rakes last year, rakes as a freshman. I want to see you do it with a wood bat. Well, guess what? He wins Cape Cod MVP.
Yep.
So that pretty much solidified him as a top 10 pick. And then he came out this year and did the same thing. So the guy hits, and he's going to hit, and he's going to hit at every level, and the bat speed's going to play. Now, whether the power played to the opposite field with wood bat better than people thought in the Cape. He had his first home run in the Cape was actually an opposite field home run. I'm pretty sure off of a San Jack guy. So a guy who was a former third-round pick, didn't sign, bounced around to some colleges. Probably a draft guy in a full draft this year. But he went opposite field off of a mid-90s fastball. So he did it at the Cape, and he's hit at every level. And Austin Martin Moore is just kind of that ball player-esque guy. Like, you look at him, he's got the nice hair. He looks good in a baseball uniform. Like, kind of just like a lot of Vanderbilt guys just genuinely do. The gold fits him well and stuff like that. So he's kind of just less upside. I know people like Keith Law are high on his upside, and they think he's going to grow into 25 to 30 homer power. I think he's more 20 to 25 realistic homer power, but I think the bat plays 280 to 300 at the next level. But I think Nick Gonzalez plays around closer to 300 consistently with the power that Martin has of 20. So I think they're similar. Like, I think they're 2A in reality.
Do you think Gonzalez sticks on the infield at the next level? And if he doesn't, does he have to go to a corner outfield, and that devalues him because positionally now he has to be, what do you want out of your corner guys? I mean, you look at the corner guys in the big leagues right now, you look at the premier corner outfielders, you're talking Yelich, you're talking Bellinger, you're talking Harbert, you're talking guys that are, they're 40, you usually at the beginning of the year, you go, I expect this guy to hit 35 to 40. Does that hurt Gonzalez if he can't stick in the infield? Or is he going to stick at second and is he going to stick there and be fine?
I think he sticks at second. Like, just to me, not much of a question there. Austin Martin has more of the positional flexibility. Nick Gonzalez had a rough year. He played short, though. He's a natural second baseman. I think he sticks there. With shifts, you can get away with anybody playing second base in reality if he's in the right.
Murphy.
Yeah, exactly. And his bat's going to carry him. But if he did happen to move to the outfield, I do not think his bat plays as well because you do want more power. I think he has enough power to play every day, but his value is not the same. If he plays second base, though, and plays a good defense, the value is going to be through the roof.
Thank you for checking out the Backside Groundballs Baseball podcast on YouTube. If you want to listen to full episodes of the show, it is available on every podcast app. If you enjoyed this segment, feel free to subscribe to the podcast as well as here on YouTube. Be sure to help us in spreading the podcast to baseball fans everywhere by rating, reviewing, and most importantly, sharing. If you ever want to reach out with a question or just to talk baseball, feel free to follow us both on Twitter. Our inboxes are always open. Links are in the description.